11:05. And we got two people that have given them each 5 minutes to tell us anything they want to know, that they think we want to know about the initiatives. And then we'll open it up for questions. And like before, a question has to be a question. It can't be a statement. And each side has an opportunity to answer any question that's directed at either one of them. And they have 2 minutes. And our timekeeper is Carol. She's got her hand up in the back. And I've already told how we determine who goes first and second is you pick a number between 1 and 10. Who's ever closest to the number that I've already told Carol can decide whether they go first or second.
5.
7.
The number was 3, so you can decide whether you go first or second.
Sure. Either way, I'll defer to my opponent.
All right. Well, might as well go first.
You won't? Okay.
No,
I'll go first.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
Now this, we got a bunch, and now this is Dave from Boys. Did I do it?
You did just fine.
Oh, finally. And tell us a little about yourself and then about the initiatives.
Sure, very good. Nice to see you all folks all here today. Thank you very much for having Steve and I before you. My name is Dave Grumbois. I'm with the No on 1100 and 1105 campaigns, which would privatize alcohol in Washington State. I'm a volunteer for the organization, and we are here today to talk to you a little bit about reasons why you should just say no to 1100 and 1105. I'm a commercial business owner in Longview, Washington. I own real estate there, and I like to be up front with that with people. The Washington State Liquor Store is one of my tenants, and I like to tell people that up front. With that, you know, regardless of that, I think that this is a bad bill, and these two initiatives have a lot of reasons for all of us to be concerned. Starting off with the fact that there's two competing measures. If this was such a simple measure, if this was such a simple issue, it would be condensed into one ballot initiative. Ballot measures 1100 and 1105 would privatize alcohol in Washington State. And what that means, it would shut down all of the existing state liquor stores and open it up to the private retail market for convenience stores, gas stations, Minute Marts, all throughout Washington to sell hard alcohol. Now, what that's estimated to do would be to shut down the existing 300 stores and increase the retail alcohol outlets to about 3,500. Or another way of saying that is there would be 5 hard alcohol outlets for every Starbucks coffee in Washington State. Now, I guess that's a good idea if we could have Irish coffee for breakfast. But, you know, I simply don't think that that's good for the health of our state. Washington is one of 18 states that governs and regulates its alcohol. The other 32 states, some people say we'd like to be like California, where we can just simply go into any grocery store, Minute Mart, where we want to do, and buy alcohol. Well, there's two problems with that. One, states such as California have much higher rates of drunk driving, of alcohol-related fatalities, of violent crime associated with hard alcohol, or with alcohol in general. And we think that that's a bad idea. When you consider that right now, liquor stores in Washington State are open till 8, 9 p.m. at the latest, opening up alcohol and having alcohol available till 2 a.m., it's just not necessarily a good thing. People don't make good decisions when they've been drinking, and if I run out of my vodka at 1 a.m. and decide that I need some more, and I get in my car and drive, it's going to create a problem. That's going to create a problem. Part two, though, is the other reason that there's a problem here is that we all reap some benefits from keeping hard alcohol in state liquor stores. $332 million. That is what the state brings in. $332 million annually. That's net profit from the sales of alcohol. 850 million gross sales, 332 million. Here in Cowlitz County, our share of that is $1 million. If these measures pass, it will cost us about 30%. That is the markup on alcohol. Now, I want to explain that a little bit. When you buy a bottle of alcohol, may I use your glass for a second? I want to use this glass for a second. This is a bottle of alcohol. 25%, the first 25% goes to the distillery. 14% goes to the federal government in the form of taxes. 33% is state taxes. And the remaining 30% is the markup. That's what we stand to lose. In Washington State, we control the markup on alcohol, 30%. 30% out of $1 million is a $300,000 loss to Cowlitz County. That's 30% fewer police, 30% fewer emergency responders to respond to 10% more drunk driving accidents. We think that's bad math. Across the state, that's $100 million a year lost that would go to police, to fire, to schools, to roads, to crucial services in Washington State. We think that's bad math. You know, there's a couple other things. People say they want to be like California. They want to be able to go and get that alcohol. California has different taxing mechanisms. The other states who are private have different taxing mechanisms than Washington State. Here in Washington State, we do not have a state income tax. We don't have that. It's one of the things we use to attract businesses to Washington State. And the thing is, alcohol is one of the reasons we have that. I mean, it generates $330 million a year. Now, if we want to be like California and have more alcohol available anytime you want, from 6 a.m. till 2 a.m., increase crime, increase drunk driving, if we want to have that, that's great. But do we also want to have a 10% state income tax? I just asked that question because when people say they want to be like California, that's what California has. Cheap alcohol and a state income tax. That's, you know, if we want that, that's an option. Last but not least, 1,200 jobs. Those are the people who are employed across the state in the liquor stores. And as well as, but forget them for 1 second, the neighboring businesses around. Many of these businesses have neighboring businesses, neighboring tenants that offer services. A pizza parlor, a sandwich shop, a nail salon. It's not uncommon for someone to go get their nails done, go get a sandwich, go get something to eat, pick up a bottle and go home. It's not just about one business that's going to lose. It's not just about 1,200 employees, it's about neighboring businesses. Those are several reasons that we think that 1,100 and 1,105 are bad ideas. We think that the state has a vested interest, that we as Washingtonians have a vested interest in keeping alcohol the way it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Our model's worked very well since 1933. We would like it to stay the same. Thank you.